Yeah, no,
Alrighty,
yeah,
welcome everyone. I am sitting here with Craig Chirwin. I've known Craig for many years. We go back. Craig initially joined our program in 2021, and we worked on a one-on-one basis starting in 2022 for about a year. And Craig, you were one of the original, sort of massive success stories in our
thank you.
program, going from working, and I'll let you share your story, but working in an airport, getting paid hourly, to now being able to live
Yeah,
life on your own terms, and supporting your two thriving children. So, dude, I'm excited to have you on here today to share your story and share
thank you.
value. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you
the
for
time,
having
my
me.
man.
Well, yeah, no, again, thank you for having me. And I mean, it's been such an honor to work with you and just, even as a friend, just to talk and, really, helping me, going through options and then basically just strategy. I mean, I wouldn't be in the position I am right now if it wasn't for your help. So I'm truly grateful. Thank you. Yeah, I started at the airport in 2019. I did start trading back in 2018. I started off just retail shares, as we discussed, and I was at the airport for 3 years. I left in 2022, and just became full time. Became a full time trader. I mean, it's really it was really cool. And I've learned very quickly in California that you need to make a certain amount of money because California is very expensive.
Right.
And one of the things why I really put so much effort into this is because I got laid off during COVID, and that's when I really realized that, you could lose your job at any moment. And I thought to myself, okay, and I was in technically transportation. Everybody needs transportation, right? So I learned very quickly that I could lose my job at any moment. And it forced me to really take trading even that much more serious because if that was to happen, what do I do?
Yeah.
So, and especially having children too, you can't, you have to get things done one way or another. So it really, really showed me how important trading is to me. So, and honestly, during COVID, that's where I really thrived the most because I put so much effort into trading that I was just like around the clock, whether it's learning or actual trading. Yeah, I mean that literally, got the ball rolling for where I am right now.
That's amazing, brother. And I think it's so interesting to look back at the inflection points that
Mm,
led to where you're at now. So you had this moment, you got laid off in COVID, where you just realized that could happen at any moment, and to be
yeah,
relying on one income stream, a W-2 job that's paid by someone else, where you're not sort of able to determine your own destiny in any respect. You wanted to take matters into your own hands and be able to live your life on your terms rather than someone else's terms. So
exactly.
talk to me about you said, sort of around the clock, learning, studying in addition to the trading. Um,
Right.
what has that period of sacrifice where you had no free time? I want you to actually walk through your schedule, which you mentioned to me earlier, waking up super early, boxing, going to work, doing all of these
Oh
things
yeah.
alongside trading. Um, Talk to me about that versus the shift of now to where you have, an abundance of freedom and being able to really do what you want.
Yeah, it's been definitely a change, I will say that. So for about 2 years, um, thankfully I worked in a great environment with great people, great boss. So I worked the afternoons. So it was 12 p.m. Pacific time to 8:30 p.m. So what I would do is, wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, get ready for the market, 6:30, trade until about maximum, would be, right before lunchtime New York. So I guess you could say around like 9, 6:30 to 9. Go boxing, for about an hour and a half, and then come back, get ready, go to work, for 8 hours. Come back 8:30. If I wasn't too tired, maybe hit the gym again. I don't know. But then, you get home, it's already late. It's already by the time I get home, it's already 9. And then, by the time you have dinner, everything, and then um start the research for the morning. take a look at the charts and see what's going to happen for the next day. So it was very taxing. I was getting about, if I was lucky, maybe 5.5 hours of sleep every night,
Yeah.
if I was lucky. And I did that for like a stretch going on almost 2 years. So it made me appreciate, I look back at that time if I'm frustrated today or something like that. I just, you always have to remind yourself of where you come from because it's very easy to get wrapped up in things. And yeah, I did that for a while and ultimately it was just very taxing. And, I left the airport before I wanted to. Uh, it's very bittersweet, but it literally propelled me to where I am right now. And I bought my guilty pleasure is fast cars, as you know. That was my guilty pleasure. Unfortunately, I don't have them anymore. But I learned at that time too. The whole learning process of this was, after I got the cars, it was cool. Having a nice car, a fast car, it's cool. But after a while,
What'd you end up getting, Craig?
uh, well, the first one was the Charger, the Scat Pack. That was the green one, and then ultimately, my baby was the 2022 Hellcat, the Charger Hellcat. Yeah, that was my guilty pleasure. I love fast cars.
Yeah. And then you had a
And
Tesla you had a Tesla as well, and
oh yeah, that's right.
and
Yeah,
both
the Model 3.
and
Yeah,
both
yeah.
cars got stolen, right?
Yeah, both of the Chargers were stolen, unfortunately. I had the Tesla. It was just a lease. I didn't want to hold on to it long term.
Got it.
It was kind of a pain just because where I was located, charging wasn't easily accessible. So
I
it
hear
just
you.
it was more of a nuisance. So I was just, I just ended up just getting a regular car. But going back to that was after I got the cars, I realized that, when you're making money, everybody thinks it's cool. You want to have nice cars or nice clothes and stuff like that. Um, but at the end of the day, there was no fulfillment with that. Being in the position right now to help the people that I can, uh help the people that I can, donate, volunteer, and first, more importantly is take care of my family. That's ultimately what I set out for. And I mean, it's nice to buy a couple of nice things or have a couple of nice things, but at the end of the day there was really no fulfillment with that. I wasn't getting as much peace, I guess you could say, as I am now with, being in the position to help people, don't like I said, donate, volunteer, and take care of my family. That's the whole reason why I took trading so seriously, is because I wanted to be in the position to do something that nobody has ever accomplished this in my entire family. So I wanted to do something where I could give back to them and show my appreciation to, how important the people I have are in my life.
That's incredible, man. I have so much
Yeah,
admiration for that. So,
thank you.
let's get clear on it. You were paid hourly at your job at the airport, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I was paid hourly.
What were
And it
you
was a great job.
what
It
were
was
you
a great
earning
job. It
there?
wasn't, I'm sorry.
What were you earning there?
Oh, I don't remember how much per month, but I think I left making around like 20 an hour, like 20
Okay.
something an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, by the time you've quit there and you're full-time trading, living with freedom, taking care of your family, what are you earning from trading at that point to support your life?
I think I was averaging in that time, in order to leave that job, I think I was averaging around like, there was months where I had 25K. The other months I want to say were around like, I think the average would be around like between like 18 and 22,
Yeah.
give or take. Yeah, it was around there.
Yeah. And like, dude, what did that do for you as a father with young kids at the time? Now you said your oldest is 12.
Mm,
But just having that additional time, which is very significant. You were working from 12 to 8, getting home, and you said by the time you're having dinner, it's 9 p.m. to now
yeah.
having, especially since you're in Pacific time, trading is done. If you're only trading the morning sessions, you're done pretty early.
Oh
You're
yeah.
taking care of
Yeah,
your
if you just do
boxing.
the morning
So
sessions maximum, you're done by 9:30. I
yeah.
mean, that's the latest.
So you're done by 9:30. You have an abundance of time for boxing and investing into your health, and then investing into your relationships, your children.
Yeah.
Um, and so what does that look like now for you? And what has that done for you in terms of? your role as a provider and father?
Well, I mean, the opportunity to just be there. I mean, children growing up, all they see is, it's not only until they get older where they realize, okay, that's the reason why my dad wasn't there or mom wasn't there because they were working, 50, 60 hours a week or things like that. Just being there, just being visible and just, being able to interact or just, I was able to do things that I couldn't do before because I work the afternoons 12 to 8:30 and my daughter, she's in jujitsu. Her practices are either she does either 4 to 5 or 5 to 6. I'm able to do that. So it's like those are, opportunities presented to me that I didn't have before. So it makes me appreciate it more because I really, I mean, it was very stressful for a long time, and especially, it was very taxing. And then being able yeah, it just makes me appreciate it that much more because like I said, with children being at such a young age, all they see is who's there and who's not there.
Yeah. What do you think the most important pieces, actions, and activities that you were doing on a daily basis that's gotten you this admirable level of success, though you have an awesome ambition for more? But what would you say are the biggest contributors and factors to what you were doing every day when you were grinding and sacrificing any of the free time that you did have to learn and apply yourself, that have gotten you these results?
I think it's more, motivation is good. Motivation gets you going. It's really the discipline, getting up, whether you don't want to trade, you don't feel like getting up, or you're having a bad day, or really disciplining your emotions, your routine, strategy. Those are the biggest things to where no matter in what environment, those are the biggest, for me, the biggest key factors, being successful.
Yeah.
Because studying the strategy, just it's not with trading, it's not one and done. You don't just learn, it's always a constant try to perfect your craft. It's not just, that's it. It's just, one style of trading or different things or what, one level or what you have to be willing to, always want to learn that thirst for knowledge. Yeah, that's really what it was for me. And then just honestly maintaining a healthy lifestyle, being active. And then a lot of people don't realize this too, is that it's very easy to get wrapped up with, not working out, becoming lazy, have excuse me, having more free time. Maybe you spend too much money, maybe you eat out every day, or maybe you go, "Oh, I'll just have one drink today," and then next thing you know, you're drinking all week, or having more than you should, or just things like that. It's really the discipline and maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think habits outside of trading and disciplines outside of
Yeah,
trading, time you wake up, your ability to be in the gym, training, doing hard things consistently throughout the week, just being dialed in away from the charts, away from trading, as
yeah,
translates massively. The thing that I always noted about you, Craig, and watching your come up from 10K months to 15 to 20 and being consistent within that
thank
range.
you.
Um, I remember watching you do that in 2023 and just noting the consistency and your commitment to your system and your plan and not rushing things. You've never been someone that's sacrificed taking a disciplined and consistent approach for fast results. And you were just very, very patient. And it can be, when there's early signs of success, people can feel um, they're willing to sacrifice some of their principles for the opportunity to see greater returns and quicker, more income
Yeah.
quicker. You can start playing these games in your head. If I just took that same trade with double the amount of money, I would have earned double. And
Oh
those
yeah.
sorts of, the flashy numbers didn't excite you as much as just consistent growth and constant learning and growing as a trader.
Mm.
And
Thank
that's
you. Yeah.
something I always notice that you continue to prioritize even now.
Well, no, I appreciate that. Yeah. And one of the things that I said in the beginning was it wasn't for me, my mindset was as long as I perfect a strategy, and I really, lock in on it and really try to maximize the strategy, the profits will come. I mean, that's really what it is. So there was in my mind, it's like I never doubted there was going to be, 25, 30, 40K months and stuff like that. I knew that's possible, but it's not possible without realizing the strategy needs to be there in place. Once that's in place, the numbers come. You can't, it's not one of the things that you rush, but it's inevitable. The stronger the strategy, the better you execute, the money comes. There was no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
all the
awesome.
screenshots, all the stuff, everything that I've sent you, I mean, that's literally, a reflection of how much I really work towards the strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you say in working with me and being a part of Greystone as well, um, were some of the what pillars and things that you learned in the program, things that you learned from chatting with me, do you think were helpful in just helping accelerate the journey that you were on and helping you um, just sort of fine tune? Because you were profitable. You mentioned to me earlier you were earning like 500 to $1,000 a month from just trading shares, and then just being able to
Oh
scale
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, it took time, like we just mentioned. You were very, very patient and didn't look to rush
yeah.
things. The allure of options trading can have that effect on people where they think they can turn $1,000 into $100,000 overnight. So that wasn't your approach, but
No,
what
no.
working with us and with me allowed you to do was just consistently scale from those $1,000 months to $5,000 months to $10,000 months to
Yeah.
15 plus, right? So what would you say was helpful in working with me that contributed to that?
Well, no, number one, it was just the overall knowledge that you brought to the table. This is something I would have never known on my own. So just having the access to the knowledge and speaking with you like that. And then what I did was not just the knowledge, but so we discussed the strategy numerous times, and I took that and I started looking at it more. So it wasn't, so I would try to see, when you call out your levels for the morning, I would try to see what you're seeing, or I would try to call out my own levels too. So, I mean, obviously, it's not going to be completely spot on, but if I start to see what you're seeing now, I can understand because I can execute. We all know I can execute the trades and things like that. But my thing was getting that knowledge to the strategy. So being able to see those key levels because I don't use indicators. I mean, I don't believe in that really. I think the only one that I use right now is just the RSI, but that's it. That's all that I use. So, and it just helps me. That's the only one that I use because it helps me see if like something's overvalued or just to see how it's catching up with the price action. But that's it. So seeing having access, and not just and then seeing it in the community too, seeing other traders call out what they're looking at too. So it's nice because I get to see what other people are seeing, and then you try to mirror that. I go back to the strategy. Okay, these were the trades today. Go back to the strategy, see maybe where I could have did better, or where I could have gotten in later, or earlier, things like that.
Yup. Yeah. Incredible. Dude, it's been such a pleasure to watch you grow tremendously as a person, as a trader,
Thank you.
as a father over the
Thank
last
you.
couple of years. And I'm super excited about what you're going to continue to accomplish.
Yeah,
The
thank you.
lives that you'll continue to impact, both in your life right now and as you grow, you'll be able to have more and more impact. So, dude, very excited for you, and it was a pleasure sitting down with you here today. Thank you for coming on. I think this will be super super valuable
Oh
for
yeah.
folks listening in.
Yeah, anytime, man. I'm always here. My schedule. So, yeah, anytime I could help or anything like that, just share some insight. Yeah, I'm always here. I have a lot of respect for you. I would not be here today without your support and help during this time, especially. Thank you.
Absolutely, dude. It really just has been my pleasure. So, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll chat soon.